John Cena and AJ Styles continue their rivalry, but this time they're gonna do it as partners. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling for your WWE Smackdown review for the 22nd of September 2023 from Glendale, Arizona. And tonight, as always, we were treated with Big Match John Cena. He's back in WWE for a little while, so we may as well milk the absolute shit out of John Cena. It was a John Cena heavy episode. It almost feels like a John Cena goodbye tour. It's like a John Cena farewell. John Cena, I like him, but his returns the last few times to WWE, they haven't been great. I mean, it's him coming in and breaking down the fourth wall, really. There's no storylines. He's not really doing anything. He's just burying people. He's going off script and he's cutting like non-kayfabe promos, and it's like, what are we doing here, John? Seriously. I don't think it's that good. When was the last time we had something great from John Cena? It's been a while. I mean, Cena's one of the best of all time, no doubt about it, but at this point, it's almost like he's just coming back for a cheap pop and just to like kiss the ass of the fans. And I mean, that's what he was doing again tonight. He was saying to everybody that he needs their permission to compete tonight. He doesn't want to be a host. He doesn't want to be a commentator. He doesn't want to be a referee. He wants to fight. And he thinks tonight would be a good night because, like Pete Dunne says, tonight is fight night. But yeah, I'd rather see Cena fight than the Brawling Brutes, that's for sure. But before Cena can fight anybody, he says he needs a tag team partner. And it turns out that tag team partner is a phenomenal partner, and out comes AJ Styles. AJ Styles says, let me get it straight. You want AJ and Cena versus the Bloodline? Well, Bloodline, if you want some, come get some. So AJ Styles there taking a wee page out of John Cena's book. And, you know, it does give you a little bit of nostalgia seeing AJ and Cena on SmackDown, because this was probably the best feud that we had on SmackDown. When the brand split resurfaced in 2016, AJ and Cena were the two top dogs on SmackDown. You Dean Ambrose in there as well, but Dean Ambrose fucking sucks, let's be real. It was Cena and AJ, and that's the feud that's memorable. The series of matches between AJ and Cena when they were going at each other for the World Championship. So, I mean, it did have a nostalgia feeling to it, seeing these guys again, which was cool. Out comes the Bloodline. And the Bloodline are going to fight them, but just not tonight. Jimmy Uso even gets on the top apron, but then he's like, nah, forget it. And he just decides that he is going to go back to the back, so to speak, and they don't have time to have this match tonight. Adam Pearce then tells John Cena and Styles that he'll have to talk things over with Paul Heyman in order to make the match with the Bloodline official. Why? Why the fuck does he need to speak with Paul Heyman? Paul Heyman is just an advocate. He's just the manager. He doesn't have any fucking stroke. Paul Heyman doesn't decide, man. This is retarded. Listen, if Adam Pearce needed to talk to Paul Heyman to make Bloodline matches official, then Roman Reigns would never defend his belt. Because if he needs Paul Heyman's permission, why wouldn't Paul Heyman just say no to Roman Reigns defending against Cody Rhodes, or Roman Reigns defending against Brock Lesnar? All Paul Heyman, according to Adam Pearce, has to do is say, no, not tonight, and the Bloodline can't wrestle. Roman Reigns can't defend his belt. This was fucking retarded. Why does Adam Pearce, the guy that's supposed to be the official, the guy that makes matches happen, why does he need permission from Paul Heyman? Fucking nonsense, man. Stupid as fuck, seriously. This show, I hate WWE. I hate wrestling. I actually despise wrestling. It just makes no sense. I mean, it makes no sense. Make it make sense. No, seriously. Why do we need permission from Paul Heyman? Why? Adam Pearce, why can't he just make the match? You know, I don't get it. I think it's just to force Paul Heyman in, to be fair, and it's just to have a little bit of needle in the Bloodline. Oh, Paul Heyman's the one that decides things. He needs to speak to Roman Reigns, but instead Jimmy went in his own, done his own shit, really, made the match without anyone say so. So I think that's what they're doing, but I mean, who cares, really? First match, we had Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar taking on the Street Profits, and of course, the Street Profits lose to Rey and Santos Escobar, and Bobby Lashley was not happy about this. After the match, he took them backstage and he demanded that if they can't get the job done, if they haven't got killer instinct, then they need to give back the suits and they need to give back the watches, because Bobby Lashley will find somebody who does have what it takes to get the job done. So already this stable has barely began and we teased that they could be splitting up here. Still haven't heard of a name for it. Is this going to be what leads to the Street Profits officially turning heel? I mean, possibly, but I'm just not I'm not digging it. I am not digging this at all. There's just nothing interesting about this stable. We don't even have a fucking name. There's no direction. Bobby Lashley's not doing anything other than just being dressed in a suit, watching the Street Profits wrestle. There's no reason to be entertained or excited to see what happens here with what even, we don't even have a name. You know, what can we even fucking call them? The Hurt Business ripoff. The Hurt Business 2.0. I don't know. There's no name for them, so let's just move on. We got Alba Fire and Isla Dawn doing a vignette. What they do. They say that the women's tag team titles are cursed, and I mean, they're not really cursed. The real problem is that the women's tag team division fucking sucks, and no matter who holds the belt, they ain't gonna be good, okay? Having the tag team titles is not like a sign that you're getting pushed. No, it's a sign of we've fuck all to do with you, so let's just stick this belt on you. And who cares, injuries or not, the women's tag team titles have never been good. The women's tag team titles have never felt special, and they never will. All this talk about adding another mid-card women's championship, no, seriously, put that shit in the bin. That's the last thing WWE needs, more women's titles, fuck me. There's too many as it is, honestly. Why do we need 4 belts? You've got the Raw one, the SmackDown one, the NXT one, and the women's tag team. And you can argue the NXT one is for NXT, and it is for people in development. But now with Becky Lynch as a champ. So what is the point of that? You look at the titles, we've got Becky fucking Lynch as a development champion. Why? And they want to add more belts. They want to have mid-card belts. No, we need less belts. We need fucking less belts. And maybe if we could get Roman Reigns to actually show up and defend his, that might actually be a positive too. But we definitely don't need more belts, okay? If anything, we need less belts. Speaking of belts, we then got Iyo Sky with Damage Control taking on Asuka. Charlotte Flair got involved. She attacked Bayley. This distracted Asuka. She got attacked from behind by Iyo Sky. Iyo Sky hit the moonsault. 1, 2, 3. And that is it. Iyo Sky is still your SmackDown Women's Champion. I mean, what can you say? Boring match. Nothing interesting about this. I hate Damage Control. Asuka is just done. She may as well retire at this point. Her career's been wasted. I'm sick of it. Who's ready for Asuka? Nobody's You're right, nobody's ready for Asuka. I don't want to see Asuka anymore. Like, she's done nothing. Oh, she's going to get a proper title run now with Triple H. And look at her title run. It was fucking terrible. Why would she even get a rematch here? Asuka's done. Asuka is finished. We need to move in a different direction here. Iyo Sky's got no character whatsoever. Really, really bland champion. And I do believe she will lose the belt as soon as she takes on a credible opponent. And I'm sorry, but that's not Asuka. Asuka's career is done. She has been wasted so many times here by WWE. And she's beginning to look old. She moves a lot slower in the ring now. Her strikes are... She's supposed to be this great striker. Everyone talks about how good Asuka is at striking, but I mean, a lot of her shit looks fake. I mean, it is what it is. She's not aged well over the past, like, 3 or 4 years. She's looking old in the ring. She's definitely lost a step or two. So, I don't know. But Charlotte Flair, is she going to be next? What's Bianca Belair doing? I'm not too sure. I don't really care. Iyo Sky's been a terrible champ, and I like Iyo Sky, and she's got fucking great thighs, and she's hot, but her title run is not good. It is really, really fucking bad. But most title runs in WWE are bad at the moment. WWE in general is bad at the moment. Let's be real. It's really difficult to watch. It really is. But yeah, Iyo Sky still the champ. Like, maybe some people like this match. I did not care at all. Did not care. Then we go to the Bloodline locker room. Paul Heyman informs Adam Pearce that he's fine with the proposed tag team match as long as it doesn't happen tonight. And Pearce then mentions the match is signed for Fastlane. Now, Paul Heyman doesn't really want the match at Fastlane for whatever reason, but Jimmy says no problem. And he says we'll sign the contract tonight. Heyman then scalds Jimmy, saying that decisions like that have to be approved by Roman Reigns. Solo then tells Heyman, don't worry about it, there'll be no one left to challenge them at Fastlane. So, a match between Solo and Jimmy, a match that doesn't feature Roman Reigns, has to be approved by Roman Reigns. What is it? Is everybody in the Bloodline a little fucking bitch? Name me a faction back in the day where this would have been the case. Could you imagine in, like, Evolution, if Triple H had to approve matches? How fucking pathetic that would make Randy Orton and Batista look? That never fucking happened. That wasn't the case. It never happened in DX. Could you imagine in the NWO if Nash wanted to compete, if Nash and Hall wanted to compete, but they had to get on their hands and knees and beg Hulk Hogan to allow them to make them act like, what the fuck is this? I get Roman Reigns as a leader, but it's not like Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa are doing anything that jeopardizes Roman Reigns' title or anything like that. They're going to have a match that Roman Reigns isn't involved in. We haven't even seen Roman Reigns in months. So why is his opinion matter? Why does he need to give fucking permission? If he cares that much, if he wants to give permission, then have him turn up on the fucking show. How about that? How about we get some Roman Reigns? But no, we don't get Roman Reigns. We haven't seen Roman Reigns. We don't even know what Roman Reigns is doing. Honestly, what this is... Why is this guy that was never good, let's be honest, a guy that the fans fucking hated, they booed the shit clean out of him. Then they did this whole Bloodline thing, and at first, it was different, it was interesting, I'll give them credit, I enjoyed the Bloodline at first, okay? It's dragged on way too long now, it's fucking stale, the title run needs to end, blah 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 blah. But why is this guy treated like he is the Messiah? Why is he given this part-time contract that other wrestlers could only dream of? Why is Roman Reigns getting treated like he is the greatest thing to ever happen to wrestling and that he deserves all these perks, all these part-time... He doesn't deserve shit. He doesn't deserve fucking shit. Get the belt off him. Put the belt on somebody. I don't care. Lashley, Edge, Cena, fuck it. AJ Styles, put the belt on LA Knight, fucking Grayson Waller, anybody. Why? I could understand it if it was The Rock. If it was The Rock or Brock Lesnar or Cena or somebody like that and WWE were desperate to have them part of the show and they only wanted to do the show if they could be part-timers, I could accept that. But Roman Reigns? Fucking nobody. Bring back CM Punk. Bring back CM Punk's the only guy at this point that can save WWE. He's the only guy that can save wrestling, for God's sake. Just give him a fucking microphone and have him bury Tony Khan. That's all I want to see. 2 hours of fucking SmackDown every week, just CM Punk bashing Tony Khan. Oh, that would be a great watch. Anyway, third match, Theory and Waller versus the Brutes. I don't want to talk about it. Theory and Waller won. I mean, why are they brawling backstage? Pete Dunne, yeah, maybe we're not real stars, but we know how to fight there, laddie, because it's fight night. I mean, what? Fuck off, fight night. I hate the Brawling Brutes. Sheamus, you know what? Fair play to Sheamus. He's had a lot of good matches in his WWE career. I just feel that he could have had a much better career if he wasn't paired with the Brawling Brutes, because you look at this guy and he just doesn't belong with the other two. They drag him down big time. Big time. Then we got the Fastlane contract signing. Cena is waiting in the ring, but we see that AJ Styles is getting attacked backstage. Solo does like a splash off the top of a truck through AJ. AJ's been battered. He gets loaded into an ambulance. Cena runs back. Cena tries to make the save. The OC just look on like little bitches because for some reason they can't help AJ. I don't know why. Why does AJ even associate himself with these two? These two should have been released. How lucky are the OC that they never got released? Oh man. Oh, they deserve released. I mean, half this roster deserves release, let's be real. So that's it then. The Bloodline make their way down to the ring. Paul Heyman cuts a, poor promo. Not a poor promo, but it's the same old shit with Paul Heyman, let's be real. He says that they're going to get the tag team match. He says he's got a contract signed by the second greatest of all time, John Cena, and he's not got a tag team partner. So does this mean it's going to be 2-on-1 at Fastlane? Possibly. Jimmy Uso says that's what happens when you mess with the Bloodline. He says John should have just left with AJ Styles because John's going to end up in an ambulance anyway. That's not a prediction, that's a spoiler. Then he tells John, I've been waiting to tell you this for a long time. You the twos and we the ones. Then Cena comes out, starts whipping ass. Cena runs down to the ring, starts punches, but the numbers game gets to Cena. Then the Bloodline just destroys Cena. Samoan spike to Cena, splash to Cena, and that is it really. Cena's left there laying in the middle of the ring with the Bloodline standing over him, and I guess at this point it looks like it's going to be a 2-on-1 match unless Cena can find a partner for Fastlane, or will AJ Styles get better? I mean, who knows? Randy Orton I think is going to be returning soon. Could you imagine if we got Randy Orton teaming up with John Cena? How cool would that be? Or maybe even LA Knight, he's getting pushed, so why not stick him in a tag team match with John Cena? Or what about Cody Rhodes? Maybe they could stick Cody Rhodes in with John Cena, since he wants to finish the story and win the belt back off of Roman Reigns. Then maybe him getting a win over the Bloodline could help go towards that. I mean, who knows? Look, there's definitely possibilities they could do. Whether it's going to be AJ Styles or not, I'm not entirely sure. But like, if we get John Cena at Fastlane, then I'm happy with that. I personally would have rather seen John Cena in a singles match, but here, John Cena against the Bloodline. That's what it is. Not bad. This show, though, outside of the John Cena stuff, it didn't really interest me. I liked the Cena segments with the Bloodline, but other than that, I mean, it wasn't great. The women's title matches did not care for. Charlotte Flair interfering, Damage Control, I hate them. So yeah, for me, I just didn't really care. The Brawling Brutes suck. Street Profits, just don't really care for them. Yeah, everything else I didn't really enjoy. No Rock this week either, which is disappointing. They bragged last week about the viewerships and the social media numbers that The Rock was doing, but they didn't get him this week. Austin Theory, by the way, did take a little bit of a meltdown earlier in the show. He was calling out The Rock or not happy about The Rock, so maybe that means it's going to lead to something. I don't think The Rock's not going to do Fastlane, of course he's not, but maybe, just maybe, Survivor Series, could we get The Rock versus Austin Theory? I'd love to see it. Hell, I'd love to see The Rock back in the ring, and it might actually, maybe that's something they could do. If they're going to do The Rock versus Roman Reigns at Mania, maybe they'll have The Rock come back for one, like a warm-up match, because they did that before previously when The Rock was coming back to take on Cena. If you remember, they had The Rock and Cena team up at Survivor Series to take on The Miz and R-Truth, so we could see something similar to that, where The Rock comes back and, works a quick feud with Austin Theory to get himself prepared and get a little match in there before he heads to WrestleMania. I think that'd be pretty cool. We'll have to wait and see what happens, those guys. For this episode of SmackDown, I'll give it a 3 out of 10. I mean, not great, but still a way better than Raw. That's it. Catch you in the next one. Until then, though, peace.